Hi everyone, this is Bella Crystal from Unlock Your Design. We're going to use human design, gene keys, and astrology to look at the current transits and what's activated for the collective. The sun just went into gate 47. In the gene keys, the frequency band here goes from oppression to transfiguration, and the pathway is transmutation. We can see here in the wheel, we have the sun in 47 in Virgo and the earth in 22 in Pisces. And we also have Neptune here. There is something with this opposition right now that part of us is really down to earth, organizing, maybe doing a detox, healthier habits. That's the Virgo part of it with Mars here as well. And then there's this other part with Neptune and the Pisces activation. It's much more floaty, much more poetic, much less tangible, we could say. So if you feel those two extremes, and it can even have to do with time, where Virgo is very organized in time, very like now, the next thing. Pisces is again much more floaty and can kind of lose time even. And we also have this kind of veiling quality of Neptune that sometimes we don't really see clear where we have Neptune. We can also see what's interesting here. We have the moon and Venus together, and Venus is just now going into Scorpio. It's in the very last hours of being in Libra. And Venus doesn't really like to be in Scorpio. She loves to be in Libra because that's where she can find harmony, she can find beauty. It's about love and finding solutions with others. And now she's going into Scorpio. That is where Mars likes to be more. That's the old ruler of Scorpio. But she's not really happy here. And it's going to have to do to look at our, I believe, relationships, our love relationships, our values. There are things here that can change, that have to die. We've spoken about it before with Uranus in gate 2. There can be sudden changes in direction, sudden changes in what we feel is our foundation. There is something with the moon also going into Scorpio here in the next few days, where emotions can kind of be up and down, can be very intense, because we have both the moon passing through 2.5 days and Venus coming into this 51st and then the 28th. The 50 is about data corruption. So it's like maybe some of our shadow patterns can just go round and round. And the 28th has to do with risk taking, but it can also be unfounded risk taking. So I would say still be a little bit careful of like what you throw out. I would say more for the next 2 days, feel the intense emotions without necessarily doing so much about them. The 28th also has to do with purposelessness. So that can be feelings of like, why this? Why am I feeling like this? Why does, it can really be days of some emotional intensity and even turmoil. I think we were looking at this before as well. We have Mercury in the 48 and we have Chiron in the 21. So here we have an opposition with inadequacy and having to control, wanting to control because you don't really feel your authority, you don't really feel your resourcefulness. Pluto is making a harmonious aspect to the sun. So there is something of like the things that need to die, the old structures that need to die, maybe more in the collective, that can be seen. And these are processes that we are kind of ready for, that are happening, and that don't have to be what I feel that difficult. It has to do with that transmutation that we have in the 48, where we are allowing the death and we are allowing the rebirth. I believe that maybe even if we look at the higher frequencies of the 50, it's to see through some of the corruption that might have been here and see crumbling actually feels quite good. And looking at the activation here, is there anything else that